All right, let's do some Mathity-Math. It says here, solve for C and Q if, and then it says this is all our if. Okay, so what we have here is we have vectors in column form, right? So it's saying if you added this vector in column form plus this vector in column form, you would get this. This would be what happens when they combined, okay? So when we start this problem, I think it's first important to really understand what column vectors are telling us, and essentially they're telling us that this top one, these are our x forces, or on the x-axis, and this bottom one would then be the y on the y-axis. So I'm just going to go ahead and label these, x-axis, there, and these ones right here would be the y-axis, okay? Great. And when we work with vectors and when we add these together, it is important that we kind of only add x's and x's and y's and y's. Think of it like terms, and we're pretty good at understanding that stuff. So I'm just going to isolate this top part here, this x-axis part here, and see what it tells me. So it says me it tells me 2 plus 4q equals negative 12q. All right. Well, we can look at this. This is just a linear equation with like terms. So our job here is to just isolate like terms and solve for q. And that's what it says right here, solve for c and q. So let's go ahead and tackle q right now. So we subtract 4q from both sides, and that's going to give us 2 equals negative 16q. And I guess I can write that there, show my work, right? There you go. So you subtract 4q from both sides, so you get 2 is negative 16q. And now we just divide both sides by negative 16. And I'll just write it over here. That's going to tell us that q equals a negative 2/16, which reduces down to 1/8. Okay, cool. We're actually halfway home. We've done the first part. It said solve for q, we got q. Cool. All right, so let's keep on moving here, and let's find the bottom part. All right. So if we look for the bottom part, again, we just kind of line them all up and see what they tell us. So we have negative 8c plus 3q is 2. Okay, and so this one becomes a little bit different because if you look at this, now we actually have two variables, and that's not something we're really prepared to work with, but luckily for us, we actually already solved for the value of q. So all we're really doing on this problem is executing the simple move of substitution. We just substitute in for q, so instead of q, I put in negative 1/8. So I always like to rewrite this and just really show what it would look like. So instead of q, I have negative 1/8. That's just substitution. Take one out, stick one in, is 2. All right, let's keep on going. Make some space as always. All right, so when we multiply this, this is like saying this is 3 over 1, or the 3 just goes to the numerator. So the next step is just to say negative 8c plus negative 3/8 is 2. Okay, no problem there. So now we got to move. We want to get the c all by itself, so we want to move this negative 3/8 to the other side. So we do the opposite operation. So we just add 3/8 to both sides. And luckily, this will be pretty straightforward math right here because 2 plus 3/8 is just 2 and 3/8. Great. So now we're going to get negative 8c is 2 and 3/8. Okay, so at this point now you can see pretty clearly that your move is to divide 8 from both sides. Now, a good strategy for this is before you go ahead and divide that from both sides, you're going to want to take this mixed number and make it into an improper fraction. And we can talk about this, and I'll really break this one down. This is something sometimes we struggle with, so let's really break this thing into pieces so we can understand this. We're going to really try to focus on this denominator of 8, getting everything into 8s. So let's rethink this, and I'm going to draw like a big diagram down here, but stay with me. It'll be beneficial, trust me. So what we have here is negative 8c is 2 and 3/8. And 2 and 3/8, you could think of it, it's the same as saying 1 plus 1 plus 3/8. Okay, that should make sense. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 3/8, 2 and 3/8. Okay, and so we can very easily move 1s into 8s because 1 is the same as 8/8 because 8 divided by 8 is 1. So we could also say, okay, well, I know this is -8c is 8/8 plus 8/8 plus 3/8. Cool. And now you could pretty easily add this. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. And so now you know that 2 and 3/8 is the same as 19, right? And I'm sorry, 19/8, the same as 19/8. Okay, so I'm gonna, I don't know, let me just draw like a little. Just gonna do some. Let me get over here to. Okay, I'm gonna do my work right here. Okay, so what I have here is -8c is the same as 8, 16, 19/8. Okay, -8c is 19/8. Okay. Now, at this point, you're going to say, okay, I'll divide -8 from both sides. And you're totally going to do that. And it would look like this, -8, and you divide by -8. And we could all probably agree that having a fraction on top of a fraction looks kind of weird and kind of scary. And it sends us down not the best path. But I encourage you to rethink this like this. Okay, so this is good. This is C. Because -8 divided by -8. Okay, so C's alone. Good job. Instead of saying 19/8 divided by -8, think of it like this. 19/8 divided by -8. And then it's not quite so odd and quite so scary. And then we remember that dividing is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So you get 19/8 multiplied by -1/8. And then you just multiply these fractions, top, top, bottom, bottom. And you're going to say, well, C is 19 times, oh, it's going to be negative. 19 times 1 is 19. And 8 times 8 is 64. And there you go. 19 is a prime number, so that thing is not going to simplify at all. And you are done. You found your Q, which is -1/8, and your C, which is negative 19/64. Good job. All right, remember, if you want to get notified when I make you more practice problems, go ahead and subscribe. And if there's anything you want to see or something wasn't clear or I was mumbling or not making any sense, leave a comment below and I'll try to clarify or make a new problem to help you out even more. Okay, thank you. Bye.